Hello and welcome back. I'm back in my mega base once again, and today I'm going to be filling in my massive trading hall. My trading hall is somewhere along the lines of like 400 villagers or something, so it's rather large and I need to fill this thing in. There's 0 up here right now. Right now I just have a small trading hall with around 36 villagers, which just really isn't covering what I need them to do. I can't trade iron fast enough to get other stuff like glass and redstone at a good pace. So I think it's time that I fill in this huge trading hall to get all of the stuff I could ever need from villagers. The first and hardest part of filling up this trading hall is going to be getting some villagers up into my base, because that's a long way up. And I think the best way I can do that is bringing them through the nether, which is a little bit harder than it sounds, because that means I have to get them to a nether portal, and then from that nether portal get them to another nether portal in the nether, and then from there bring them to where I want them in the base. But it's definitely going to be the easiest way, since I have all of my stuff on the nether roof and my base is way up in the sky. So my plan is here to just take a few of these guys and get them into the nether portal over there. So I guess I just got to build a little tunnel along this path. I've set up all the paths now, and I just made them out of basalt because I had a whole bunch of it available. But they basically just are going to come in here and sit here until I make a little villager breeder. But this is going to be the collection area. So the path comes all the way over here and up into the nether, and then on the nether side there's the same thing, just a small path for them to go through. They can't escape anywhere along the path, I made sure that. And then back in the overworld in my other base, there isn't too much different. Now to get the villagers out, I might have to grab some workbenches or something. So I think I have a whole bunch of workbenches actually in my small house right here. So I'll just grab some of these and I'll use them to lure all the villagers. So really this isn't too complicated of a process. I just open that up and then I'm going to put some workbenches down along the path and hopefully they'll pathfind to them. I'm now back on the nether side and it looks like I have like 6 or 7 villagers in here. Maybe even more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. Okay, well that's way more than I thought I was going to get. Let's get these guys rolling this way. Hopefully I can get all 9 of these in my base. That would be pretty nice, because then I could breed a lot quicker. After messing with these guys for a while and finally getting them in here, I have 8 of them. And I know I said I had 9 in the nether, and I'm not really sure what happened to the 9th one. Let's just say he didn't make it. Now I just got to remove all of this basalt that I placed everywhere, and then I will come back here and get ready to build some breeders. I used those 8 villagers to make 4 villager breeders up here, and they've been producing babies like crazy, and it looks like some of them are growing up right now, but I've already been putting a lot of them in their place. So now I have 24 blacksmith villagers, which is quadruple what I had in my last villager trading hall, and it barely even makes a dent. So now I'm just going to make a whole bunch more villagers like clerics and probably some stonesmiths, and then a whole bunch of other small ones like farmers, and then I need to do all of the different books, and I think I'm actually going to do the enchanted books on the other side just to separate them a little bit, because those are like the main things that you want to trade with, and I'm going to have a lot of those, so it's just probably going to go down one side of this, and then this side will be more for general trading like redstone, brick, quartz, trading for emeralds with these guys. And then hopefully some of these guys get some good tool trades so that I won't have to enchant all of the enchants on stuff, just most of them. But for now, I think this is a great start, and I've been trading with some of them. The last few here I haven't traded with yet, but most of them are at least up to iron, so I can start bringing in emeralds as I'm getting more villagers right now. The next group of villagers that I'm going to do right away is actually farmers, because I need the farmers to get more bread so I can make more villagers. Right now I only have 3 farmers down in the other part of my base, which already isn't enough to keep up with these villagers breeding, so I'm just gonna get a whole bunch of those so I can get as much bread as I could possibly need. As I'm getting these farming villagers in place, I realized that actually, these might not even be my final farming villagers. I'm planning on getting 8 of them here, but the main thing is I want to eventually make pumpkin and melon farms so I can trade with these guys as well, not just the iron guys, just in case I run out of iron or something and I need emeralds from a different source. But these guys don't always get the pumpkin trade, so I'm going to have to make sure that they have them, and I'll have to replace these villagers if they don't. But for right now, these ones will definitely work because I just need them to have the bread trade. And now I got 4 of them in place, so now I just got to get the other 4. and I don't think I have enough villagers growing up for that right now, so I'll just have to wait a little bit. After careful consideration, I have decided that instead of putting all my lectern villagers over on this half, I'm actually going to put them on the second half of this side, because this is just enough to have all of them on this side, so there's no point in me putting them over there. And on that side, I'm going to just put a whole bunch more smithing tables and composters, because they are what I'm going to be using to get emeralds, and if I ever need just a ton of emeralds at once, that's how I'm going to do it, is just using that side. So this side is for like everyday use, trading for all the different like items I need, and this side is going to be more for bulk trading, and then at the end there's probably going to be a whole bunch of smithing tables, and down at the end I'm going to have a whole bunch of stone cutters for bricks and quartz mainly, because if I ever want to build with those, this is the easiest way to get them by far. And since you saw last time, I got all of the brewing stand guys in place here, and I already got a full stack of redstone blocks, which is kind of huge, because that's like more redstone than I've had in forever. While I'm waiting for all these villagers to breed and grow up, I'm actually going to work a little bit on a different project, which is going to be another quadrant. This quadrant is going to be a forest spruce type with maybe a Viking village in the middle, but to get started I just have to place all of the grass in here, because this is going to take a while and I got to make it all look nice. So I'm going to do that while I'm waiting for all of these villagers to grow up, and if I need to go get anything, I have my other AFK account on, just watching over the villagers and making sure that they grow up. I completed the entire landscape, just simple grass for now, and I think it's looking really nice. It's got a little bit of texturing in it, not too much or anything, just like one small hill here and one small hill there, but it's a perfect template to get started on my spruce village and small little village. And I think it's going to look really cool. There's one thing that's a little bit nerve-wracking about this, and that's that all the mobs can spawn up here and then go into my villagers right here. So I plan on, while I'm making this whole area into like a forest, I plan on putting in some sea lanterns underneath some carpets and some moss carpets to make it look a little bit better and also be lit up. While I was working on that, I also got 6 more villagers in place with lecterns, and so I just have a few more to go, and I'm going to continue to work on both of these projects simultaneously, so I'll keep you guys updated. I've made a ton of progress on the landscape right now. I added a whole bunch of moss in, and I made it so that it's all lit up so stuff shouldn't spawn in this section anymore, and I also added a whole bunch of spruce trees to really give it that spruce forest vibe, because it's not really a forest without the trees. And I think I did a good job spacing them out and making sure that it is definitely navigable on the ground, because I don't want to have all the blocks that like are normally here around this tree so that I don't run into them, because I like to be able to just run through forests and not have to hit my face on everything, and spruce forests are notorious for being awful to run through. So I just trimmed all of the trees so that they're a little bit higher up, and I think it looks actually better without those bottom leaves, and it's much nicer to run around. It just looks more open on the bottom while still looking like a forest. Now I've just got to add a small village in here with some spruce type stuff, maybe some dark oak and some other little things for some texturing, but that shouldn't be too difficult. And then I might add some paths in to go along with those, and I think that should wrap up this quadrant, because this one so far is looking really nice, and I think a small village is just what it needs to make it perfect. On the village front, I actually haven't made any progress because I've been really working on this section here, and getting lectern villagers is just annoying, especially when they're this far away from where I'm breeding them, so I just gotta fill up this area still, and I'm slowly working on that, but again, it's not my #1 priority right now. My #1 priority is definitely this, because down here I already have all the villagers I could need to get redstone and stuff, and I don't really need enchanted books right now, so again, I'm just worrying about this upper part right now as my main project, and then these villagers are just kind of on the side. For the mini village, I decided to go with 3 small buildings. This one's going to be more like a church right here. This one's just going to be a little house with a couple beds, and this one's going to be a 2-story house with the staircase on the outside, just to add a little bit of a different flavor of house. But I think those 3 should go together well, and it'll definitely just add a little bit to this, and then there'll be some brown, like, coarse dirt, and that other brown dirt that comes with the large spruce trees that are going to be paths going through here. And it's just going to be a simple little town, so I'm going to build those houses really quick and I'll show you the finished product. The houses are now done, and they look like this. I think it looks really nice. It's just 3 small little houses. This one's like a duplex kind of thing, where the top floor here has a little bed and stuff in it, and then you go down the stairs around the side, And down here has basically the same thing. So it's just a small little duplex house. And then over here, we kind of have like a couple's house. So there's 2 beds and you can just live in here. There's a chest and stuff. No crazy interior decorating or anything, but just some small houses. And then over here is kind of like a church format. So I think altogether this small little village is really nice, and I might add some villagers up here, but for now I'm just using the villagers to populate my trading hall. So I'm not really going to worry about putting any up here right now because I want them all in here first. And I actually got 8 more guys with lecterns, so now that brings me up to a lot of those guys. It seems like they just go on forever, but this actually isn't quite enough yet. I just need to get, I think, 5 more, which is an odd number, so I might just get 6 more and have 1 enchant repeated, but otherwise I have almost enough of these guys. With that being said though, I think that this is a good spot to end the video. Today we made a ton of progress with the small village on top of here in the spruce forest. I think this is a great addition to these quadrants up here. And next I just have 2 more to do, and I'm thinking a desert over here and maybe a forest over here again, or maybe something a little different like a cherry blossom forest. I haven't completely decided on what I want to do in this 4th quadrant yet, but I know for sure I want to do a desert over here. So that will be the next quadrant that I do. Either way, we made a great amount of progress in this video, so this is going to be where I end it. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.